Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 62.
On Now You Know. Thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to get right into our regular stories. So first, let's talk about Waymo.
Yes, Waymo.
Yes.
I forget what Waymo is. Can you remind me?
Waymo is that company that's owned by Google or Alphabet, which is a self-driving car company.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's
Now
like the little cars.
Well, yes, they start off with the little cars, but now they have these Chrysler Pacifica minivans, which are hybrids, and they are driving around for the first time ever, all by themselves, out on real roads.
So it's like a pretend, it's not really real.
That's what I thought, but
They're not picking up like real people.
No, so check this out. This is a town in Arizona, and the reason this is being taken place in Arizona is that Arizona has like
no people in it.
Well, kind of. They have laws that are the least strict when it comes to autonomous vehicles. They don't require companies to publicly disclose accidents, for example, involving cars, nor do they need you to tell the number of times human drivers were forced to take control of the driverless vehicle. So if you have a company like Waymo, you do your testing here because then you don't have to reveal what went wrong. Pretty cool.
Okay, all right.
So this is in the town of Chandler, which is outside of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's a real town with real people. These Chrysler Pacifica minivans have all the gear on top, as you can see here, and they have employees from Waymo sitting in the back seat.
Okay.
So my question is, first of all, it looks like, if you're looking at this video here, that they can't control the vehicle. Like, they can't stop the vehicle.
Well, they definitely can't, like, grab the steering wheel because they're in the back seat. But I think that they have
Is there like a
control panels somewhere.
Okay.
And in a lot of this footage, it looks like they're being pretty darn attentive to the road. It
does. But on the other hand, I mean, there is a guy that's, like, texting or reading his phone over there, so it seems like they're not that concerned. It seems to be... I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, Here's a quote here from CEO John Krafkic, and this is at a tech conference in Lisbon last week. He said, "This is the most advanced vehicle we've developed to date. Everything in it is designed and built for full autonomy. Our combination of powerful sensors gives our vehicle a 360-degree view of the world. The lasers can see objects in 3 dimensions up to 300 meters away. We also have short-range lasers that can stay focused close up to the side of the vehicle. Our radars can see underneath and around vehicles, tracking moving objects usually hidden from the human eye. Now, people will get to use our fleet of on-demand vehicles, do anything from commute to work, get home from a night out, or run errands." So basically, they're going to open this up in a little bit of time using apps like Uber apps, so that people in the town of Chandler can just hop in a Waymo.
Right. But I mean, keep in mind that this is within a 100 square miles, so 10 miles by 10 miles of land.
Which they might have mapped
Which they may have mapped really, really well.
I'm just super excited because this shows that autonomous driving works. Also, don't forget to check out our Autonomous Driving Future series.
Yes. I think that this is a very exciting and important step in the right direction for autonomous driving. I do wish that they had used all electric cars instead of these Pacificas, which I'm assuming are hybrids, because I know that they do come in hybrid form, but they don't have that big electric range.
Oh, yeah, if anyone knows whether these are the hybrid versions, please post that down below in the comments. I'd love to know. All right, our next story is about a company called Alex Partners, and they came up with this really cool new way to rank companies. How do they do it?
Well, so usually when you're talking about car sales, you're talking about the actual sales of the cars. But instead, they're talking about E-range miles. So this is electric range miles, and this is so every car company, they have maybe one electric car or maybe 2. And then depending on the range of that car and how many they sell, they can determine the E-range miles.
All right, well, let's get right into it. Let's take a look at this chart. Whoa! In Q2 of 2017, Tesla had 90.5% of the market share according to E-range miles.
Right. And this is because Teslas have pretty much far and away the highest range of any electric vehicle.
This is amazing. Now, what are the companies underneath Tesla? Like the 5 or 6 down there?
Yeah, so I mean, what you'd probably be expecting to see would be companies that sell electric cars that you've heard of, like Nissan or BMW, maybe Daimler, maybe even GM because they have the Bolt.
But what are these companies?
You do not see a single car company that you've probably heard of. They're not the traditional car manufacturers. These are from China. So these are
Wow.
all Chinese car manufacturers, and they are below Tesla, but they are still way, way above all of the traditional car manufacturers that you've heard of before.
Like the first one that I recognize here is at 0.7%.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, Tesla is...
What a lead.
Is a huge lead ahead of all of these other car companies, but it shows that Tesla is way, way, way higher than, the traditional car companies, and that these Chinese car companies are even further ahead. So
now let's take a look here at countries. China, in this graph, it shows that back in 2014, which wasn't even that long ago, was barely on the chart.
No, absolutely.
Now they've overtaken the United States as the #1 EV car manufacturer in range miles.
And the acceleration here is just astonishing.
Yeah, look, I mean,
it's been a complete switch.
The U.S. is kind of flattened out. China is taking off. They've had 13.8 million E-range miles.
Right, and I think that this is a smart metric to sort of measure, because if you release a car that has a range of like 13 electric miles as a hybrid, it's really not the same kind of car as a car that has over 200 miles of electric range, like a Tesla or even a Bolt. My Leaf, for example, only has 90 or so miles on a full charge, and that's just really not enough. Most people can't replace their car with a Leaf because they say, I have to go further than that. I can't possibly make this work. If you were to do a relay race with an entire car's fleet, where you're passing the baton between these cars, driving them their max range, and then handing the baton off to the other, I think that really shows
the true picture.
The true picture of electric cars.
Yeah, I mean, China accounted for 45% of all EV sales in 2016, but get this, Tesla had 6.6 million miles of range sold in 2017. That's about half of all of China's EV sales. So, I mean, it kind of gives you perspective of how big Tesla really is.
Right.
Another really interesting note here is that Norway is by far the leader in per capita sales. They, in September, had 60% of their car sales in Norway were either all electric or hybrid.
Wow.
On a per capita basis. That is amazing.
That is amazing.
All right, have you heard of this company, Jesse? It's called Perbix.
Perbix, is it like an app?
No.
It's like some kind of...
It does sound like a game or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is a company that was founded in 1976 in Minnesota, and it's a machine company that supplies parts to Tesla for over the past 3 years. And guess who just bought them?
GM?
Tesla.
Tesla bought this company that they've been working with.
Yeah, so this company's been working to supply parts to Sparks, Nevada, for the Gigafactory and for Fremont, and basically it's to automate their tool productions, to make their robots work faster. And Tesla just bought them for 34,000 shares of Tesla stock, which we did the math, that's $10.5 million.
Wow. So, I mean, that definitely points to, what we've heard on the conference calls being right, that they're going to be building their own robots.
Yes.
They're not just going to be buying robots from other places and using them, because apparently those robots are too slow.
Right. This is like the purchase of Grohmann Automation in Germany a while back. It looks like Tesla is buying up companies that make cool robots.
So we just learned something new about Tesla's autopilot data collection. This comes to us from Very Green off of TMC. Basically, he shows a picture here, and
it's a construction site.
It's a construction site. He didn't take this picture with his phone. This was taken by his car. The car took this snapshot and then labeled it as construction. So the car knew that was construction. It looked at it with its cameras and said, that's construction. And then it labeled it. So basically, this guy, Very Green, has been able to sort of get into his car's data and see what it is doing. And basically, it's labeling a bunch of things that it's seeing. So it has label requests like confusing lanes, slope up/down, barrier, and so forth. So stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Basically, what this is showing is that, this wasn't there earlier on. So we haven't been seeing this. This is very new, that the cars are actually starting to label things.
So you mean as I drive around in Sparky, it's basically taking footage and sending data to Tesla, which later Tesla can use that data and say, let's take a look at all the confusing lanes that Zach encountered today, or that all the Teslas encountered today.
Right, and so that sort of is when you learn something, you're basically just getting better and better at recognizing patterns or something like that, and being able to react to them. What this means is that Tesla can take all of this accumulated knowledge. It's almost like if you had lived 100 lifetimes.
Oh, I see.
And it's like Groundhog Day. But for the cars, it's living like not the same day all the time, but it's a constant stream of different experiences that they're able to collect and say, what's labeled as construction, and then just sort of piece it all together. Oh my gosh, this is what construction looks like.
So this is really what sets Tesla apart from other car manufacturers, right? Is that even though they're all kind of working on autonomous driving cars, Tesla has all of us drivers out there collecting millions of miles worth of data all the time.
Right, we are almost in a way testers for them.
Oh, cool.
We have these highly sensitive sensor machines that are driving all around.
So can I put on my business card that I'm a Tesla pilot?
I don't think so. I think Tesla has pilots. You're not one of them.
No. So Tesla has set the goal of 10,000 superchargers by the end of the year. And I want to be clear what we mean by this. What are they counting as a supercharger?
A supercharger meaning an actual stall that you pull into and plug into. So we're not talking about like
a location.
A location, because there might be 6 to 8 to 12 supercharger stalls at that location.
There might be 40 at that location. Now, we just saw one of 50 in China. There's 2 of 40 going in California. One is going to be in Kettleman City, and here's some pictures here of it being installed as we speak.
Wow.
That's a city between LA and San Francisco. Another one in Baker, which is between LA and Las Vegas. Now, what makes these kind of different than other superchargers?
So usually you pull up at a supercharger and there is one of a number of different things.
An Arby's.
There's usually either an Arby's or
an Ulta,
like an Ulta Beauty for some reason in those kinds of strip malls. These are going to have actually their own building. So I have no idea
what's going to go in there.
I don't know. It could either be
Tesla ballroom.
Could be like a ball pit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or a
ballroom.
Or a ballroom. But I mean, we don't exactly know what it is. I think it's probably going to be kind of like I don't know, like, how the gas station, there's sort of the convenience store. You might have one of those, except I'm assuming they're only going to sell things that you'd see at Whole Foods.
Maybe Tesla masseuses
and
masseurs. What's this above the stalls?
So that is actually a sun canopy. So this is both shading the cars and collecting electricity to power the superchargers with.
So cool.
So I think that this is going to be a really awesome addition to the supercharger lineup, and I think that it could hopefully help reach the goal of 10,000 superchargers by the end of the year.
Okay, so we're at about 7,300 right now, and we did some math looking at this chart here from supercharge.info. It doesn't look likely that we're going to hit 10,000 because it looks like on average we get about either 250 in a month, maybe sometimes as much as 600 a month, but we've only got a month and a half left, so they'd have to put in like 2,500 in the next month and a half.
Right. So, I mean, it's pretty typical for Tesla to be late. You should probably by now just expect that Tesla to be late in whatever they've said.
But what a great goal.
It's what a great goal. And I mean, the thing is, so let's say we're in a race.
Okay.
And I get way out ahead of you. And I'm going to be like, I'm going to get there in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to reach the finish line in 5 minutes. And you are something like 2 days behind me.
Gotcha.
And then I'm like, oh, crap, like I'm actually, now that I think of it, like, oh, I got a stitch. Actually, I'm going to be 20 minutes out. And then
I'm like, haha, you lost, you're awful.
Right, but like I'm still going to cross the finish line, a day and a half before you.
No, that wouldn't be the headline, though. The headline would be Jesse fails.
Yeah, Jesse is late with winning. Jesse is late winning.
He's 100% behind.
And that is what Tesla is basically they're doing things that no one else
They set such lofty goals.
Anywhere close. I mean, if you're looking at charging networks, I mean, maybe ChargePoint might be somewhere close, but basically ChargePoint can just, point to an outlet and just put a label over it and be like, it's a ChargePoint, come over here and plug in. They don't charge fast.
No.
They have very few fast charging stations. So, I mean, the Tesla network is the best network. And again, only Teslas can be a part of it. So, I don't know. Does it matter that they aren't going to reach 10,000 by the end of the year? Not really. I can still drive to Los Angeles if I wanted to, and I could stop at this cool.
They're probably going to have over 8,000 by the end of the year.
Right.
That's amazing.
It's awesome.
All right, so we're going to be a part of TeslaCon 2017.
Yes.
What is that, Justin? Do we have to fly somewhere?
Well, so let's give some backstory on TeslaCon. A while ago, when we went to tour the Fremont factory, we bumped into basically all of the other Tesla YouTubers.
Right.
And they're all really fun, nice people, and we had a fun get-together, and now we've sort of decided, well, that was really fun, but why not share it with everybody? So Ben over at Teslanomics has put on TeslaCon 2017. It is basically like an online conference for you to go to.
Yeah.
You can go check it out. The link is down below.
Oh, and we have a special code.
We have a special code that will hopefully save you some money for this conference. And yeah.
We're going to be a featured presenter, and we're going to be having a show called Tesla Road Trips. We Emit Nothing.
Yes.
We're going to discuss our experiences on road trips, having driven 10,000 plus miles through 30 plus states, over 100 plus superchargers. We're going to have full tips and tricks, and we're going to show you some behind the scenes, kind of look at what road tripping in a Tesla is like.
There's also Robert Llewellyn from Fully Charged.
Oh, I love him.
Definitely sounds like a fun conference if you...
Yeah, like Tesla, our buddy Rich from Car Guru, Trevor from Model 3 Owners Club.
Yep.
I mean, it's just going to be a full house of YouTubers.
Yep, so feel free to head on over and check it out. So UPS is one of the biggest fleet operators in the world. They have over 108,000 vehicles.
Wow.
Just delivery vehicles all around the world.
Wow, it would be good if some of those would become electric.
Yes, so 1,500 in New York, 1,500 delivery trucks are going to be converted into EVs.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I just said it and it's happening.
Yeah.
Wow, that's power.
Nope, that's right on the teleprompter right there.
Oh, okay.
And they should be hitting the streets of New York City by the spring of 2018, so not very far in the future.
Yeah.
This is being done by Unique Electric Solutions, and it is being partly paid for by a $500,000 grant from the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority.
Now, what is this bike-looking thing, contraption?
So this is a different thing entirely, but it is still UPS. They're launching a new e-bike. Basically, instead of a truck, you have a bike. And to make it easier for the driver / biker pedaler person, it's electric, so they're just
so it's pedal power and battery assist.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. And this is going to be rolled out in Pittsburgh year-round. So I guess it's probably testing it. It reminds me of the DHL story we talked about a while ago. DHL had an electric bike of their own, more of like a sitting-down style.
Right. More European.
Right.
But this is they sort of took the design of a UPS truck and just sort of turned it into a bike.
Hey, remember last week we talked about that our viewers should contact their representatives in Congress and tell them that they want to keep the EV tax credit.
Yes.
Well, guess what? The Senate looks like are keeping the tax credit in their version of the bill. You know how our country works, right? We got the Senate bill, we got the House bill, and then they both have to get together and come up with a bill that works for both of them.
It's not what I was taught in school.
No? How were you taught?
I was taught that it was brought in by the House of Representatives, then it went to the Senate, and then it went to the President.
Oh, no, it can come in from either...
Right, so I was taught wrong, basically, is what I'm saying. Thank you, U.S. school system. You did a great job.
So basically, South Dakota Republican John Hoeven, he said that many of the existing clean energy tax incentives, such as electricity production from wind, will be in the Senate bill.
Yes.
This might have been because you guys called.
Yes. I think that if you call, especially senators, they're going to hear it more than your local representatives in the House.
Why is that?
Basically because the senators, there's only 2 per state, so you're probably going to be calling one of them, and probably someone else who's watching is also going to be calling them. Whereas your representatives
you do know
might be
that
completely
both
different.
those senators are your senators if you live in the state. It's
Again,
not like,
thank you, school
see?
system.
I'm educating my son.
Yeah.
So when you live in a state, both those senators are your senators.
Yeah.
It's not like one is your district and another's the other
all
district.
right, so
They're both
call
yours.
both of them.
Call both of them.
Call both of them.
Exactly. And so what's cool here is it's going to be brought to the floor for a vote probably this week. And so if you keep contacting your representatives, we might just get this done. We might keep this EV credit in.
Yeah, so if you haven't done so already, you can read last week's comments. Basically, it was very easy. It only took about 40 seconds. You just sort of click the link, go to the website. You just type in your zip code. It says, here's your representatives. Would you like to call them or send this email out? And then you can sort of just edit the email and be like, by the way, go our sports team or something, whatever you want to put in, or say, you better do it or something. Don't actually threaten people, but please do that. We'll put the link in the description. By the way, if you can't see the description, there's a drop-down menu.
It says show more.
And it says show more, and then that will be the drop-down menu.
That's for people who aren't used to YouTube. We do get that comment from time to time.
So welcome to YouTube.
That's where we put the show notes, is down below. Hey, so I know that we normally go Model 3 news and get very excited. And I know it's been tough the past few weeks to say Model 3 news because everyone knows there's a bottleneck and there's a delay. But there's still Model 3s being made. How many have been made so far since July?
So 440 is the latest count as of October.
Now, I know that's a bummer. Only 180 were built in October. But we do know there's a bottleneck. We do know they're working on it right now. We just wanted to keep you up to date that they're still trickling them out. But we're about 3 months behind. That's where we're at. Let's stay strong, people. Remember, I was waiting for Sparky, my Model X, for well over a year. It was delayed. So and I stuck with it, and I am so glad I did because it's the best car I've ever experienced in my life. As a kid, we used to vacation down on Nantucket, which is a little island that is 30 miles off the coast of Massachusetts. And I just learned this the other day, that this is yet another island that Tesla is going to be bringing their battery packs to. Nantucket gets its power from 2 underwater cables, 30-mile-long submarine cables that connect the mainland to Nantucket. And the island has just figured out recently that the 2 generators that are on the island that provide backup power, well, they're reaching the end of their lifetime. Ooh. And so they've contacted Tesla, and Tesla is going to be installing a 6 megawatt / 40 megawatt hour battery energy storage system so that they won't have to buy 2 new generators, they'll only have to buy 1. And that way, if the power goes out, they will just be able to turn on that 1 generator, power up the batteries, island will be good. This is an island, by the way, of 10,000 people live there year-round. Wow. It goes up to 40,000 in the summer, obviously, as the tourists come in. So this will be over 200 Tesla power packs. This will make it one of Tesla's biggest energy storage projects to date. And to give you some context here, how many megawatt hours did they install last quarter?
They deployed 109 megawatt hours of storage last quarter.
So this is like half.
It's like half of that, all going to one project. So that's pretty exciting.
All right, so it's time for our first video contributor story. This is Scott reporting from San Antonio, Texas. Take it away, Scott.
Hey, Zach and Jesse. Love your show. Longtime viewer, first-time contributor. I made a discovery recently on a trip to San Antonio that I thought you guys would be interested in. Hi, Zach and Jesse. I'm here on the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. When we got here yesterday, we noticed that the tour boats were different. And then I began to realize that they were quieter, and there was no smoke, there was no exhaust fumes. So I began to suspect that they were electric. And when we went over to where they launched the tours, my wife asked one of the employees about it, and she said, yes, they're electric. A new owner had taken over the franchise of boats on the river, and they are all electric. Very cool. I thought you guys would want to know that, so now you know.
That is so cool to see.
Yeah.
An electric boat. I wouldn't even known that it was electric. I'm so glad that he asked them about that.
It's a smart application for it, nice and quiet and everything. Thank you so much, Scott, for being our first video contributor. If you want to be a video contributor and have your story published, first of all, send us just a quick, 1 minute, 60 seconds. No, seriously, no longer than 60 seconds.
Just tell us who you are.
You can use your phone, you can use a camera, as nice as you can get it, because obviously we are sharing this. We want as high glossy production value as possible.
So this video is just to let us know about yourself, just so that we can kind of establish whether or not you're a good fit for us or not. Tell us who you are, why you think you'd be a good contributor, and where you live, so that we know what part of the world you'd be telling us stories from, and tell us what you're interested in covering.
So send those YouTube video links over to us through Facebook Messenger.
Yep.
And then we can start talking to you about what your stories might be. Yeah, and start making some fun video contributions to our show.
All right, it's time for the lightning round.
All right, here we go. So Daimler has just unveiled its first all-electric school bus.
Yes. Yeah, Daimler is the parent company of Mercedes-Benz, and they unveiled their new bus under their North American subsidiary, Thomas Built Buses. I never knew that was...
That is so weird, because I grew up and I would go on Thomas buses, and I was like, Thomas, I wonder who Thomas was. Apparently, he was a Mercedes-Benz guy.
Well, starting in 2019, the Safety Liner C2 electric bus, or the short name is Julie, will be able to hold 81 kids safely, quietly, and emission-free. It has a 160 kilowatt-hour battery. It can go up to 160 kilometers, which is 100 miles, all without emissions.
This is the Energica
Ooh, I like that.
Energica Eva EsseEsse9.
Nice.
Did I say that right? I'm somewhat Italian, but not an Italian person. This is an Italian electric motorcycle. It has an 80 kilowatt electric motor and an 11.7 kilowatt hour battery pack. Can go 150 kilometers, that's 93 miles, and a top speed of 125 miles an hour. It's 200 kilometers an hour.
Ooh, I think I want one of these.
Yeah, these bikes...
How much do they cost?
They are starting at about $25,000.
Ooh.
So very expensive.
Pricey.
But you can CCS DC fast charge these, so 0 to 85% charge in just 30 minutes.
Oh.
So I mean that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's
pricey.
That's a spicy meatball.
All right, it's time for our Patreon bonus story of the week. So if you would like to watch this story, head on over to Patreon. All you need to do to become a Patreon is to pledge as little as $1 a month to join our Patreon. So we have a great group over there. So head on over. We'll be right back.
All right, so we are back from our Patreon bonus story. If you want to go check it out, again, just $1 a month. Head over to patreon.com.
These people gave at least $5 a month, and we want to give a special shout out like we do every week to these people because they really seriously support our channel. So thank you so much to
William C. Mitchell,
Stanley Chang,
Callum Burnett,
Nelson Lopes,
and Larry Tipton.
Thank you so much, guys. You are the ones who bring us the support that keeps us going. So thank you so much.
All right, so for this week, I got a new app, but I have it on my smartwatch.
Oh, so this is for the viewer comments of the week, right?
The viewer comment of the week
Okay.
on my smartwatch. Let me open it for you now.
Is this like an Apple Watch?
No, it's the Android equivalent. Let's check it out.
William B says, I sent an email to my representative in California. Thanks so much for the platform to make it easy. Keep up the good work.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a little
it's a little
small?
small. Sorry.
But okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and I love the sentiment. I mean, thank you so much, William. I mean, yes, we try to get the word out there, and thank you guys because we got so many comments below of people who said that they did it. They actually contacted the representative. Maybe we moved the needle, folks. Maybe you guys did it.
Right. I mean, let's be honest. This show gets seen by a large number of thousands of people every week. So
and it doesn't take that many to contact their reps. You would be surprised. So, hey, let's pat ourselves on the back, everybody.
Good work.
Good work.
Superchargers are always being built.
Yes.
It's very exciting. We get to see superchargers from all over the world.
Yeah.
Not because we send drones.
No, we were thinking of that, but it was expensive.
It was expensive.
And we thought, how can we do it cheaper?
We actually have just allowed anyone to go to a supercharger, film a video, and show us. So let's see that now.
Don and Marianne here at the recently opened Fayetteville, North Carolina Supercharger right off of I-95 at exit 49. There's a DoubleTree Inn, a Cracker Barrel, and a Comfort Inn within easy walking distance.
Right, there's 2 pull-ins, a total of 16 stalls, 2 pull-ins.
Hey, David, Zach, and Jesse. We're here at Manchester, Connecticut. The Supercharger yet to open, but they have these wonderful covers here. Tesla coming soon, as you can see. Nice fabric. Then you have over there, wash this Hampton Inn. Then you have a Joanne Fabric. Then you have a Toys R Us, Doodles Company, Five Guys. Then you have over there a Artesian Burger Company. A lot of stores in the area. Beautiful, beautiful. 16 stalls, 1 pull-in, and all back in, lined up here.
G'day, Zach and Jesse and the Now You Know crew, as well as all the viewers out there. My name is Stephen, and I'd like to show you the first Tesla Supercharger station to appear in Western Australia. So here we have a 6-stall charging station situated right next to a Hungry Jack's, which is our version of Burger King, located in the Eaton Fair Shopping Centre car park, Bunbury, Western Australia. Overall, I'd rate it 8 out of 10. Keep up the fantastic work, mates. I look forward to your future content with great excitement.
Hi Zach, hi Jesse. It's Philip Grimm here. I'm at the Gundagai Supercharger. This is a 6-stall supercharger.
I bet you were wondering what was in the background, that sound that was in Philip's Gundagai, New South Wales, Australia Supercharger video?
Yeah, what was that?
That was the sulfur-crested cockatoo.
Oh, wow. Are you a bird lover now?
No, he let me know. I was like, that is, because it was loud.
Right, yes.
And thank you for filling us in.
Wow.
We learn something every day here.
Now you know.
All right, so what's being permitted this week?
So, permits this week in Pecos, Texas.
Would be Pecos?
You've got to pronounce something wrong.
Laytonville, California.
Miami, Florida. Brickell City Center.
Well, guess what?
What?
It was permitted, but now this week, it's also under construction.
Wow, same week. Holy moly.
Yeah, so what's under construction this week?
Under construction in Linwood, West Australia.
No. That's Washington.
This time it's Washington.
I
Okay,
hope
Linwood,
so.
Washington, or Western Australia.
Issaquah, Western Australia?
Probably Washington.
Okay.
Clinton Corners, New York.
Huntington, West Virginia.
Miami, Florida, Brickell City Center, as we've established before.
Riga, Norway.
And then I looked up how to say this one earlier, but I've already forgotten. Lasnitshol.
Ooh, that sounded pretty good.
I think that was close. Austria. I know that that's wrong.
But you tried.
But I tried. I
folks.
did. I listened to it like 8 times. I got it down pat, and then I completely forgot how to say it. Sorry.
I don't know how to pronounce that A, but I'm going to guess it's Perkak, Norway? Burkak, Norway.
I have no idea.
Now check this one out. This is in Fatima, Portugal, and we had a viewer this week send us these 2 awesome pictures. Fernando, thank you so much.
Wow. Ahead of the curve.
I know,
huh?
it's not even there yet. And
yes, and we've already have pictures. That's amazing. Next, in Riverside, California.
Vaughan, Ontario.
Etobicoke, Ontario.
By St. Paul, Quebec, Canada.
And Sunnyvale, California.
How many are open this week?
There are 1 open this week.
Oh.
So, open this week, number 142 in the world, number 433 in the USA, a 16 stall in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Now, I want to remind everybody that if you're thinking of buying a Model S or X, you still have to the end of the year to use our referral code.
Actually, not the end of the year, the end of January.
Oh, a little
next
more time.
year. So you have even 1 more month, which is excellent.
Yeah, so you get free supercharging for life on your car if you use our referral code, and you get something else. I forget what it is.
If you live in the contiguous United States, we will take the Roadster that you will help us earn, and we will drive it to your house, and we will take you on a test ride. So,
that's right.
If you were thinking of buying a Model S or X, no one else is doing this.
We're gonna go through a lot of tires.
We're gonna probably go through a lot of tires. I want to mention a past video. I want to go in the Wayback Machine.
Ooh, the Wayback Machine?
I want you to search our channel for the BMW i3.
Ooh,
so we've done, this was over a year ago.
Wow, that's way back.
Almost 2 years ago, I think. And this is us showing off the BMW i3.
That was fun. It's a fun car.
We used the crane in that episode. We put a lot of effort into scripting it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, go check it out. It's only gotten like 1,300 views, so it'd be cool to see what it could go up to now.
Yeah.
Just for fun, just so we could be like, wow, look, it jumped. And then, the YouTube algorithm could be like, I don't understand. Is the i3 more popular now? And it'd be great.
Are they an i3 channel?
Yeah.
And don't forget that we do all of these on podcasts as well. So if you want to just listen to the show because you're busy working or driving, you can go to iTunes, Stitcher, you can go to TuneIn, and you can listen in your Tesla if you want to. So go check out all of these on podcasts.
Right, although you can't see us.
Right, only hear us, which might be the better way to do it.
Or you could mute your video, and then you could just see us talking without
Is it called
audio.
muting when you mute video?
Yeah.
Is it called blanking or?
No, it's mute.
Isn't the mute audio?
No, you're muting the. I'm saying you could either listen to the podcast version, which is straight audio, or you could just see the video.
Oh, so mute the audio and watch just the video and just
So-
guess what we're saying and read our lips.
Right.
Maybe you can read lips.
Maybe that could be how you learn how to read lips. All right, so thank you so much for watching this episode of Now You Know. We hope you like it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And if you do like it, then like it.
Yeah,
Hit the like button.
Right. Don't just think it.
Don't just think it.
Do it.
Because the internet doesn't know.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's going to be knowing soon.
Gonna know soon. All right, thank you so much for watching. Now You Know.